Hey everyone, it's Jason, and welcome to another unboxing for Keep the Heroes Out, the Dungeon Defense game, the cooperative Dungeon Defense game. So for today's video, we actually have three kind of mini expansions, well, two expansions and one upgrade. So these are just ones you can pick up to add to your game to add some extra bonus. We have Sparkling Guardian, which is going to add the Unicorn, monster to play as. We have the Great Dreamer, which has Cthulhu, and then we have Cosy Dungeon Wooden Bits. So I'm going to first just jump in and we're going to look at these Cosy Dungeon Wooden Bits. So these are just upgraded tokens since it's an expansion. It brings painted meeples to replace the cardboard tokens, making it a more comfortable game to play. It requires the base game to play, of course. So what do we actually have for this? So we are going to get 5 little froggies, 5 little books, 5 traps, 5 coins, 5 bones. So those are to replace our 5 different tokens that we'll have from the base game. Except for the coins, they'll all stand up fairly well. The coins, because they're round, might roll. But being that they're all a little bit thicker, you can always lay them down as well. They're nice and easy to pick up. They're easy to see around the board. The tokens are perfectly fine. This is not something you have to have. Just a nice little upgrade. So then that way you can have them for, hey, I need to move these around and you pick them up. You carry them with your meeples. You don't have to keep trying to pick up the tokens all the time. Which are really nice. Then the last thing we got in there is we also have, I'm not going to drop all of them up, but we have a bunch of hearts. And we have 20 of the hearts, right? Yep, 20 heart tokens to keep track of your health. Yeah, and just nice little upgrade if you like to pick them up. Is there ever a reason to buy more than one of these? Not generally. I would say because the base set says, the base set you only have 5, you're only going to summon 5 of each of these. They probably have a limit for a reason, for gameplay wise, so you're not summoning 20 different things, because that way you have to spend them to do them. Yeah, so I don't see any reason to ever buy an extra box unless you want to just have a replacement set aside. Yeah, that's it. Just, yeah, really cool little extra wooden bit tokens. Really nice to have. Alright. I'm just going to leave that coin over there. Hopefully I don't forget to pick that up when we get to it. Then we're going to have some new monsters. So we have the Great Dreamer. This is Cthulhu from old school legends and myths and everything. So again, always required to have the base game to play. It's going to give us some extra cards. So we're going to have, start off, we have his card here, which is going to explain some of his rules. We do get a new action card, which is going to show what the new symbols are. So the instruction book actually shows us. I kind of hope they'd be kind of cool if they release some of these. Like action cards just to have on the table. I think the book is kind of nice to have out, but I almost like to have just a bunch of these cards out as well. Then we'll have his deck and some new item cards as well. So what does Cthulhu do for us? So he has, let's look at his meeple, or his card here quick. So he gets summoned to the dungeon, or the vault, just like the dragon did. He has 1 meeple, a big old Cthulhu meeple there. As big as the dragon, at least. He's a big mythical being. We'll just set him. Oh, he's gonna sweep back there. He has 1 health, but he has a sweep icon next to it, and he has his 10 cards in his deck. His ability shows the Sleeping Z activate, and he has a brain. So what does that mean? It says, Cthulhu cannot die. If he takes damage, lie him down. He is now sleeping. While asleep, Cthulhu ignores all action symbols on his tactics card except nap time, which is the Z with a little arrow on it. And activate icons. So he can't move, he can't attack, he can't play resources. And that includes loot cards as well, because when they come out, tactic, there should be the same thing. While sleeping, Cthulhu can mind control any exhausted hero in the dungeon by activating a special ability, thus making the hero move, never carrying item, ignoring treasure, not inspiring other heroes, but affected by trapped, or attack another hero. So you can basically move them away from the dungeon or move them into a trap to do something like that. Or you can have them attack somebody else. So on the back side here, he has Summoning Sickness. Cthulhu always starts last. So no matter what turn order, he'll always be the last guy to go. Slacker. When asleep, Cthulhu cannot participate or perform any of the Chronicle's unlockable abilities. So that means he can't trade loot cards, he can't carry guys, obviously. And there's Piggyback Riders. Cthulhu is considered the same size as the dragon, so they cannot carry each other. Cthulhu may carry any other monster and cannot be carried around. Yeah, so that's basically his thing. So we have some new actions. So let's look at these actions quick. We have Nap Time. Cthulhu sleeps, lie him down, or wakes up, stand him up. Heroes ignore him while he's sleeping. Mind Control. Move. Ignoring treasure and not inspiring, or attack melee using exhausted hero in the dungeon. He has a blue X, which is banished. Discard the top card of the guild deck without resolving it. He has Caffeine Potion. Draw top 3 cards of your tactics deck. Place all the chosen wisely cards in your hand. Discard the rest. Just gonna say like what card it might tell you to play. All the chosen wisely cards in your hand and discard the rest. So I guess you just choose which card you want and then discard everything else. And then we have Ghostly Procession. Select a room for each monster in it. Select a room for each monster of yours in it. Placing other monsters of the same type in the same room. I'm trying to see where we have Chosen Wisely. I think it just means you have to pick which card you want. That's what it sounds like. So those aren't all Cthulhu abilities. Some are on his item cards. Alright, so what does Cthulhu do for us? He has 4 copies of him kind of like standing up, dancing, moving around, scaring someone. Who knows? Double move, attack, or he can activate. We have 3 copies of him getting ready to take a nap. He has his little mask on, his little teddy bear. He can attack, or he can activate his sweep ability. So this will let him lie down or get back up. Then that way he can use his other activate abilities to use his mind controlling guys. And then he has 3 copies of move, activate, activate. When he's asleep, he still play his tactics cards, he just can't use the non-activate abilities. So his big thing is you're probably going to want him to sleep and then start moving the heroes around, have them attacking each other. That's going to be his whole thing. You're not going to probably really worry about too much else. He can definitely have him do some attacking as well. Let him get in there. He takes damage. He can start exhausting people. Really cool part is, right, if a hero attacks him, he lays down. Now he's asleep. That hero's exhausted because he attacked him. So now he could then utilize that hero right away. Alright. That's such, yeah, it's a neat, different character type. Also to note is in the Boss Battles expansion, there is an unlockable mode. A little bit of a spoiler, but at the end of the game, there's a mode where you can use Cthulhu. If you don't own this expansion, it says in there you can just use an event token instead, which is kind of neat. If you own him, then you gotta take the meeple for him, and that's just the big thing there. Alright, then the next thing we have for him is we have some new item cards. We have 2 of each kind. We have some more potions. So here's our Caffeine Potion. So again, lets you reveal 3 cards and draw whatever you like. And then we have the poison one there. Draw and get a Swarm card. We have our scroll with the Wajit Eye from Egypt. Portal, range 2, or banish a guild card. Or we have this Ruin symbol from Norse. Kind of neat. Summon 2 other characters to an magic item or banish. That's kind of fun. Get you some extra summons. For our equipment, we have a Nighttime Candle. Activate or Swarm Summon. Which again, I always say Swarm. All monsters in your dungeon perform the depicted action, so then all move one. So Swarm, so all monsters in the dungeon. Say in the dungeon? In the same dungeon room, I'll get a summoning additional one. So if you have 3, you get to summon 3 extra ones. That's kind of cool. And we have the Necronomicon. To either place a book down, or you can swarm, use the mind control attack. So this is kind of neat, because just the mind control attack in itself says, move or attack using an exhausted hero in the dungeon. You don't even have to be Cthulhu. So kind of, again, it's a neat way to give, like, everybody else and all the other monsters potentially Cthulhu's ability. Here we have a beast. We have the Wendigo, who gets to draw a card and attack, or draw a card and activate. Or we have a deep one, another ancient one type. We have a draw a card and attack twice. So those are pretty fun. So again, this is a neat little expansion. It gets you some item cards, gets you a new character to play as, which is always fun, which adds some extra cool elements to that. Alright, so let's look at our next deck. Our next box, which here we have the Sparkling Guardian. It's going to add a Rainbow Unicorn, which adds its own unique twist on stuff as well. So let's look at this. The unicorn has, at the beginning of each of the unicorn, at each of the turn, the unicorn flips over all of their Rainbow Surprise tokens, which you can call these whatever you would like. They're called Rainbow Surprise. Some people might call them Rainbow Poos. Other people might say, hey, they're rainbow ice creams. But they're Rainbow Surprises. The unicorn flips over all the Rainbow Surprise tokens on their layer face up with their effects showing. During their turn, they may use the activate to place an available Rainbow Surprise from their layer into their room face down. Once in a dungeon, a Rainbow Surprise token can be moved the same way as a resource or activated by any monster to reveal and resolve its effect immediately. Then return the Rainbow Surprise back to the unicorn player. Place a recently used token face down in your layer. Yeah, so basically you're going to place them down. So you can place these 5 of them. You're going to get 5 tokens. And you can place them all over the board. And then other monsters can move them around, or they can activate them whenever they want to, and then they return back to you. But you place them face down randomly, so you don't know where they're going to go. But at the beginning of each of your turn, you flips all the Rainbow Surprise tokens on their layer face up with their effects showing. Interesting. So you place them on the board face down, so you don't know what they are. But at the beginning of each of your turns, you're going to flip them face up so you know what's available. Interesting. So I know, it's kind of a weird mechanic. It's kind of interesting if they always just played face down. So yeah, let's take a look at this here, a little bit more information. Rainbow Surprise tokens shall be spent by other monsters in the room. In this example, the Raccoon player activated it to move twice. Return the token to the Unicorn player face down. The Rainbow Surprise tokens can help slow monsters move around the dungeon more, making the Unicorn a great supporter of the mix of defenders like skeletons and slimes. So it has a couple of different options. So before we jump into that, we also have one new action here. We have Lucky Potion, which would be for an item card. The top 3 tactic cards keep all cards that have the Surge Arrow. So before we look at the surprise tokens, let's look at our unicorn itself. So here we got a little pink unicorn. A big pink unicorn, rather. Activate, play a surprise token. Like the other big monsters, they summon into the vault, like Cthulhu and the Dragon. 1 meeple only, 2 health, and of course our 10 cards. So we have 4 copies of the Rainbow Charge. If it moves, and if it does move successfully, it does an attack. Move and then ram into somebody. 3 copies of them. Look, see, he's having ice cream. Summoning them into the dungeon. So kind of like the dragon, you need a way to bring them back. Or activate twice. And then we have 3 copies of Riding with a Frog. Move and activate. So very simple. So its big gimmick here is just trying to get these tokens out to boost everybody else up. So we get 2 different options for the tokens. We get either a set of actual tokens, You can place if you want to use them, or if you have the Cozy Bit upgrade and you want to upgrade to some meeples, you can upgrade the little meeples as well. The meeples come with a little set of stickers, so you can put them on the back. So currently, right now, they're all blank. I haven't stuck mine on yet. Or if you use a token, they're already printed on the back. So what are the effects we're going to get? We have 2 of them, which are going to get double movement. 2 of them, or 1 of them is going to let you put a book and a coin on the play. 1 that's going to let you draw a tactic card, and 1 that's going to let you heal. If that's just like the Dragon's Heal, it should let you heal all damage. So that can be great for someone like, again, the Dragon, or the Witches, or the Unicorn. Everybody else is not going to really make too much of a difference, at least for the core set characters, because of the fact that none of them have more than 1 hit point. But yeah, that's kind of neat. So like the Unicorn's going to know which one it's placing face down, but then it's up to the other players to try and remember which ones are which. Because that's what it was saying in there, right? Beginning of each turn, the Unicorn flips all the rainbow surprises on their face up with their active effects showing. During their turn, they may activate, place the available rainbow token from the layer into the room face down. Once in a dungeon, token may be moved or activated by any monster, reveal and resolve its effect immediately. So it's kind of interesting. It's a co-op game, but you're basically like, I know what I'm putting down, but then now my opponent, or my teammates have to try and remember which ones are which. So it's kind of interesting mechanic, instead of just having them face up, I guess, but, it's what it is. Alright, then we do have some item cards, or loot cards as well. One thing to note about these loot cards, these were also a promo cards that were part of the Lunar New Year, or the Chinese New Year, which is Year of the Rabbit. In the base game box video I did show up, we had some for the Dragon, which weren't listed as part of the set. These ones I think are listed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. Yeah, so these are actually listed on there. So I think then they just added these into the set that there originally were promo cards that now got added into the set. So we have the rabbit, the magical rabbit here for our beast, which lets us draw a card and place a meeple, or draw a card and move. We have a lucky rabbit split, lets you place a meeple or summon, or look to draw a card with surge. We have a carrot sword, which lets you move and attack, or swarm, move with everybody. And then finally we have a scroll with double hearts on here. Your portal, summon 2 guys to the swords, and then move. So it's really fun. So you can again add these in there with the other sets. So that's pretty cool. So we have the 3 extra little mini expansions. There is, as of this video, I don't have it yet because it hasn't come out. They have another mini one like this for Embers. So instead of adding 1 big monster, we're going to add, I think, one that has, it's either a big monster that has a bunch of small little monsters, or it has an extra, like, kind of like the Unicorn, has like extra little meeples as fire meeples. But yeah, it adds an extra different little challenge and add a new character. Gets you some more guys to play with. If you don't want to buy the boss expansion, which has a bunch more guys in it as well. That's what we have for this. That is Keep Out the Heroes. Then check out the base set, the Guildmaster's Revenge expansion, or the boss expansion, or any other ones that are added. Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. See you later. Bye.